Oh, no. Why is that coming out of the computer?
It's our 420 special 2021.
There it is.
Hey, it's Monday day night at 8 p.m., which means it's time for another episode of FM Rager. I'm your host, Connor Clifton, joined as always by my lovely co-host, Ned Gale. Ned, how the heck are ya?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. A little bit shook by that tech problem because I thought I set that up beforehand, but I clicked the wrong thing.
I think it's appropriate. I mean, after all, this is one wacky episode.
Oh, yeah, it's that day everyone loves to talk about. It's this one right here. It looks like a clock, but it's also a day.
The drug day.
That's right.
That's right. Tomorrow. Today is April 19th, which means that tomorrow is April 20th, a.k.a. 420, which is the pot holiday that everyone
which is now
loves.
a corporate holiday in some states.
The moment Target starts having like weed leaf stuff on 420 is when I know, they have truly co-opted.
Oh, yeah. No, you're going to go to Walmart to get some sort of like Minions bong.
So
not a cool hat like this one that I found behind a filing cabinet in
That's right.
Our old office.
Ned, we are dressed like potheads today.
Yep. Yeah. Let's check it out. I vacation in Roswell.
Hey, can I have a moment of your time to talk about Bernie? We're dressed as stoners today. We are not stoners, as you know. We've canonically never smoked weed, but
never even seen it.
We are obsessed with weed culture. We find it very interesting, very funny. Yes, we have somebody going off in the chat about Shuggy. Yes, Uncle Shuggy is back. JK to AK. Let's see. Laugh track at the intro was a nice touch. We had a laugh track at the intro? That's cool.
I think that might have just been us laughing. or maybe it was this clap on it. Or was it my hilarious laugh, which sounds like this?
Guys, we're whacking around. Ned, before we move on, how was your freaking weekend?
Freaking weekend was good. You were off on Friday because you got a brand new mattress.
I was technically working from home. But yes.
Well,
yeah, I was.
So was I.
I got a new bed, put it together, got a new mattress, big mattress. It's nice. I love it. Clean my room finally. Things are coming up, Connor, this weekend.
Clean the room, and then we took care of some business. We ran some freaking errands.
We did. We got all new linen outfits.
Yeah, a lot of new. I'm wearing these linen shorts. These are an Old Navy. Not just the color of them too. You know what I'm saying?
I've got these sweatpants. I have pants.
Wait, stand up. Let me get a pants cam on there. We got pants cam. There it is. Ooh, hey, don't shake those around. Can I pants cam on this? Pants cam? Okay.
All right, yeah. So we've got new outfits. We're feeling good. We're feeling great. Some stuff did happen while we were out and about. We ran into some teenagers who were working or volunteering for DARE.
Yeah, a company that I was positive was defunct.
I'm not even sure if it's a company. I thought it was like a government program or something.
I think it's an ideal, man. No, I thought that it had been proven that they didn't. Oh, wait, I keep forgetting to put our fucking name tag out there. I thought it was like proven that it was doing more harm than good.
That's about a lot of things that America just keeps letting happen.
Sure. Well, that's cool. Yeah, they were out there just looking at you when you walked by, waiting for you to ask, "Hey, aren't you?"
One of them did say hello, and they told you, it was like, "We've smoked things you've never even dreamed of, kid. You need to leave us alone."
I haven't, and I don't know what you're talking about.
It was a joke. I was trying to flex and look like a big man.
It's very cool. These things are supposed to look cooler, right? This just looks like a bunch of I don't want to say jism.
Wait, here we go.
Looks like a bunch of web.
I ran into some of those kids outside of Petco one day. That's a weird thing for a teenager to do on a Saturday. Yeah, it is. I think it's very weird for teenagers to spend their time trying to make sure other teenagers don't do drugs.
Yeah, learn to skateboard or rollerblade or
there are
pogo stick if you have to.
Yeah, there are lots of things that kids can do that's not drugs And instead, like, they're just wasting their time. I think if you're wasting so much time trying to make sure that you don't do drugs or no one else does drugs, then, like, you clearly want them.
Yeah, you're spending a lot of times on drugs despite not doing them.
You think about drugs a lot.
Yeah. Not like this guy. He's just thinking about hanging out with his little frog buddy.
Yeah, dare doesn't work, but it doesn't stop them. Dare to narc on your friend. I signed a contract with Dare saying that if I never smoked weed or did any drug, I would get a nice scholarship. And no one I knew ended up getting that scholarship. I don't think they honored them. It was really upsetting. Let's see. Dare definitely led to an uptick in drug use.
It's definitely very, because it educated a lot of kids on what drugs were out there to the point of like, oh, this one makes me angel dust makes me invincible. Yeah, I'll just go find that right now.
Yeah, it's like here are the side effects: feelings of euphoria, forgetting your parents are getting divorced, like all these different things. You stop caring about why your grades need to be A's all the time. Oh, that's awesome. I think the biggest thing I took away from Dare was that if you offered me marijuana and I said no, you would stab me.
Yeah, I'd probably beat the fucking shit out of you.
Like, what's wrong with you? Duh, duh.
I'd be sticking what do they use? A glass pipe wrapped in paper.
Yes,
and just lighting that thing up.
You would
smoking it.
You would probably punch me with your bong.
Yeah, I would put this in your mouth. I'd be blowing the. How do you hit this thing?
You got to use the light, man. We don't know what we're doing.
No, we're crazy.
Let's see. Sunday Sleep, her father was a drug counselor, I believe, and said, even my dad says it doesn't work. Wow. I thought I would be in most situations way more than I did. Dare made me really scared of wine coolers.
Wine coolers, I feel like I heard wine cooler a lot in like drug and alcohol education.
It was something that well, they didn't want to dig on beer. Because everyone was into beer.
Yeah.
But wine coolers...
Bud was king, and now Bud is king?
You know who drinks wine coolers? Liberals. You know who smokes weed? Liberal. You're laughing, but I really think that might be the messaging behind it. Like, that was at a time when if you were caught smoking marijuana, you were the worst person in the world. Mm-hmm. Like, and I think that might have something to do with it, the politicization of it. Of who smokes what. I mean, that's why Nixon cracked down on it anyway.
Yeah.
Because hippies smoked it. I've heard. So let's see. Is that a social distance lava lamp? Yes. It lets us know we're 6 feet apart. That's how big it is.
Yeah.
Look, we've been talking about drugs a lot, but we don't know what we're talking about because we've never done them. Your guest has. And we're going to have him back on. We're going to have him on in just a moment here. Should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a quick little break.
We'll be right back. Hit that doober.
Are back.
All right. Your guest tonight is one of the co-hosts of Seltzer Time, a podcast about seltzer water, and also writes a column called 420 and 508. They're up from Worcester, Massachusetts. Please give a warm welcome to Travis Duda. Hey, Travis. Cheers. Travis, what are you drinking there?
This is a Levia cannabis-infused seltzer, 5 milligrams of THC. It happens to be lemon lime flavored, which is not really true. It's mostly just cannabis flavored, but it's delicious.
Wait, it's the taste is overpoweringly of cannabis?
I mean, you could definitely taste a little bit of herb.
And
it's not bad.
Can you just get those anywhere?
Yeah, you could just pop down to the corner store. No, you have to go to the dispensary. They charge $7 for this little can. But whatever. I don't drink alcohol. So now for $7, I can buy one of these and have it at a cookout, with the guys, not sit there and pound it like I normally do.
Yeah. Well, on that, I actually grabbed some CBD seltzer water, so we could kind of. So I'll be right back. 1 second.
Now, why don't you talk to us about your love of seltzer? Because you got a podcast called Seltzer Time. Is that the?
Yeah, the podcast is called Seltzer
checking my
Time.
clock right now.
Yeah, Seltzer Time is 6:45 because that's when it points at the 6 and the 9, and Ricky and I are children. But no, Seltzer Time is not really about seltzer. It's an inside joke that has gotten way out of hand. It's a podcast we do once a week where we feature cool people in places that aren't having the light shined on them.
Hell yeah.
Very similar to the show that you guys run.
I missed it. What did he say? Why did he love seltzer so much?
He didn't say. He said his shows doesn't have anything to do with seltzer.
Oh, okay.
So it started with my buddy Ricky. My buddy Ricky used to work for this company where he would run their social media, and every day he would open up a can of Polar Seltzer because here in Worcester, that's what we drink. Polar's right in our backyard, and we love the bubble. Polar is it's like LaCroix, right? They're rival in LaCroix, but you guys aren't going to see that in Houston, I imagine.
Yeah, let's see what this
Maybe.
is.
Do you have Topo Chico near you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's
We're
hangover
drinking it out of our
killers.
backyard right now.
Yeah.
See, I envy you because we're only just now getting Topo Chico.
Oh.
Oh yeah, since Coca-Cola bought them out.
Coca-Cola bought it, and they made the Topo Chico hard seltzers, which we've tried recently. I mean, you're into seltzers. You say you don't drink, but how do you feel about hard seltzers? Have you had any? Have you tried?
I've tasted a few, but I don't really drink.
Gotcha.
I don't know. When I drink, I get naked and make bad decisions. So I tend to just like to smoke cannabis where I still have my faculties and I'm not a freak out, not my sober, normal self.
All right. Well,
But so there's different types. There's some that are very high that are basically just like tequila or vodka with bubbles.
Yeah.
And those aren't my favorite.
okay.
There's one, I was just talking about it today. I don't remember the name of the company, but there's one that's supposed to be very natural. I don't know. You got to get the alcohol from somewhere. So, but I'm curious. I'm down to try one.
We're trying
What do you
these
boys
St. Arnold Superfine. St. Arnold's a brewery down here in Houston, and they have cashed in on the seltzer fad and created these superfine hard seltzers. They're all right. They're fine.
Pretty decent. This mimosa morning is well, I'd call it citrusy, bubbly, and I'd say there's real fruit in it.
And I would say mine is lemony and crisp.
Like a brisk morning. What's your flavor called?
Mine is called Lemon Drop. Yeah.
I actually smoked weed called Lemon Drop.
You know what? We're going to talk more about weed as we go on.
Sorry.
No.
I'm simply focused.
We're excited. Ned, do you want to do the CBD stuff before we start the interview proper, or what do you want to do here?
Is this gonna like freak us out? Like if we take the CBD now, is it gonna be like hard ass questions and stuff?
It's going to be 20 milligrams of CBD, so we might feel it.
Is that enough for me to listen to like Jefferson Airplane or jump out a window because someone's playing the piano too
boys.
fast?
At 20 milligrams, we probably just call this whole thing off and just go watch Alice in Wonderland synced up the Dark Side of the Moon.
I'm just afraid I'm going to drink it and feel Lynchian or something.
Too much, man. Yeah, this cannot get Lynchian.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's just like drugs are just so.
I'll do one, but like you have to end the stream, Travis. If we can't get to that, you have to fly down here and be the one to hit
I'll
stop.
flap my fat ass arms as much as I can.
Thank you.
All right, gonna drink a organic grapefruit. I got these from Black's Bodega here in Houston. Great local business. You should check it out. And I'm excited to try it.
Wait, what were the other flavors? What I just grabbed this
Lemon lime. This is grapefruit, and that's strawberry.
Okay, I'll trade you.
All right. I mean, I'll ask you for a sip.
No, that's not gonna happen.
All right, Travis, let's get into the meat of this. We're a party show. Can you tell us what was the first party you ever attended?
So the very first true party I ever attended was in between junior and senior year of high school. And a kid that was kind of held back a couple of years turned 18, which is early for senior year, but he turned 18 and we celebrated his 18th birthday in the middle of an island, or the middle of a lake on an island, this tiny little lake in Connecticut, my hometown of Watertown, Connecticut. And you had to take a rowboat out there. So we ferried people out all night. And there was probably maybe 20, 30 kids by the time we were done in a canoe. And we would, bring them out 3 at a time with 2 people rowing. Get everybody out there. At this point, like, I didn't really drink. I didn't really smoke. I didn't, much like people were talking about beforehand, I thought those type of situations would be far more prevalent than they were, where, they didn't have the opportunity. My friends that played Dungeons and Dragons just didn't do that kind of thing, oddly enough. So, but at this party, there was booze and there was weed, and I did both. I did the booze. And I can remember where this kid, Chris, lost something. I want to say his phone, but I don't think it was his phone, because this
sounds
is
like he lost his innocence.
Yeah, like this is before everybody had cell phones. And so he lost something, and he picked up a tiki torch trying to find it, which is, or you could kind of see where this is going. And he's looking around kind of like, where's my thing? Where's my thing? The oil came out of the torch with the torch on fire. Well, he has this thing in his hands, and he's running around, and I can remember him coming up to me. He's like, Travis, where's the water?
Fucking Indiana Jones.
I go, dude, you're on an island. The water's everywhere. So he chose the exact wrong way to go, which was down this embankment, which is covered in leaves. He slips, falls, leaves light a tree on fire, tree lights another tree on fire. Before we knew it, half the island's on fire.
How big an island is this? Like,
spatial,
football field wise. Connor and I are big football heads, so this is a good,
that's a good way. Maybe like 3/4 of a football field.
Huh? Okay. That's
my
huge.
word, that's 75 yards.
Give or take, circular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like at its radius, it would be 75. Diameter.
Diameter full.
Diameter. Wait.
Oh,
radius.
Dude, I think this water's kicking in, man. I don't know.
How are you liking your water?
It's pretty
Mine's
good.
great.
I'm starting to think that CBD stands for circles be difficult, right?
Circles be difficult and math be hard.
Oddly enough, the chat isn't going off about math. So strange.
We got a bunch of math fans in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I think we can guess your preferred party style, which is weed over drinking. Was this the first time that you ever got high on this island?
Oh,
yeah. Wow.
And with that fire thing going on?
Go ahead. Yeah. So you can imagine what I did. I panicked and I ran away and I went into my tent and pretended I was asleep. Because if I was asleep, it clearly wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
To this day, I think my friend Laura went and found me. She shook me out of the tent. She's like, "What are you doing? Get the fuck out of your tent. We have a fire to deal with." So she pulls me out, and I can remember her yelling at all the guys, "If you have a dick, point it at the fire."
Such great logic. Like, everyone piss.
Far beyond her years. You know what I mean? Like controlling just people at a level of like CEO level.
Did it get put out, or did you guys have to like?
Yeah. So we
bail off the
managed to
island?
put it out, but like there was a bunch of dumb things that happened. Like the next day we found somebody. Do you remember the JVC Kaboom box?
Yeah.
This tube. Yeah. Somebody thought that was a bucket, so they threw that in the water. So we found that floating there the next day. Where the fire was, somebody took an entire cooler of ice and just dumped the like ice and soda on the fire. So thank God, like the soda didn't pop and shoot at a bunch of people, a bunch of shrapnel. But we put it out. The fire department got called, but they didn't come out. Like we saw them come to the edge of the water, but they didn't actually come out. We had to bring back this group of girls, and their mom was screaming at us. But by the time like she tried to we didn't come to the water. We made the girls like go back. Yeah, of course, real men go back in like a foot of water and wade to the shore.
Oh my
and
God.
Just went back to the island. Slept on the island, and I never got in trouble for that. It's
Nice.
like one of those miracle high school stories, white privilege kind of crazy stuff.
Until now.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
That's gotta be why the firefighters are just like, they're kids. They'll figure it out. they're peeing on it. They got this.
Thank God nobody got hurt. Like,
Yeah.
We had a similar island in Clear Lake, but it wasn't an island. It was a peninsula. Or what's the other one that's peninsula like?
Atoll?
Yeah, it was probably an atoll. It took a toll on a lot of kids' health because people would go party there all the time. And the reason is, they would canoe out as well because behind it was just like super thick woods. Like no one could get through that until 20 parties later, hundreds of cops just coming through the trees. Got everybody. Rest in peace.
Did you get busted?
I was not there.
Ah, gotcha. So, Travis, how did your party style evolve to becoming the pothead that you are now?
So I have a funny path. I'm not the typical stoner because after that I actually turned straight edge for years. And surprise, surprise, why would you turn straight edge? So up until maybe college age, I didn't really smoke weed at all. But my roommate smoked weed a lot, and then he would go out every night. And at a certain point, my stress level just got to the point where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go hang out with you guys and try it. Now my party style. So I used to like to drink and get naked and do dumb things. But now that I'm a little bit older, even in my 20s, truthfully, I kind of grew old early. So I like to just chill and have deep conversations with people and talk about, weird heady shit.
Hell yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about cannabis.
Yeah. Now, it's legal up in Massachusetts.
Correct.
And I am just so wildly curious, how has the culture of Worcester, I mean, since you're from Connecticut, I imagine you have the most experience with Worcester. How has the culture of Worcester, Massachusetts changed with the legalization of marijuana?
It's still slow doings. You don't go out and see people rolling doobies down the street. There's still a lot of stigma here. There's a lot of towns that don't want it at all. Thankfully, Worcester is a city that recognizes the value and has the potential to be. Some people are saying it's going to be the pot capital of the Northeast, which I would love that. Just having been here, so I'm lazy. I'm a pothead, so I don't really want to go places.
Bring the capital here.
Yeah, exactly. It would be a lot cooler if it was here, guys.
Yeah. I'm not gonna try to Uber do it.
Right? I ain't got that kind of scratch. But yeah, so people are definitely it's becoming way more just visible. I'm with a group of people that are trying to normalize the conversation around cannabis, where how you guys were talking about going to your brewery. I look forward to the day where people are talking about the strains that they've tried, or even talking about the strains that they've grown. There's a huge home brewing audience across the United States where I want that home grower to be the same kind of, revelry where they can have these conversations and share the things that they learned. There's a culture there that I think is super untapped, and I think it's very cool, and I can't wait to be more part of it.
Now, it sounds like you are kind of an integral part of it, at least at Worcester, because with your column, the 420 and 508, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, man.
You laugh. It's called a segue, all right? Get off my fucking head.
No.
I'm just kidding.
On point. No, I don't want to laugh at that by any means. No. It's the being an integral part is new to me.
I gotcha.
I've only been writing it for a few months now, and I kind of just fell into the position. My buddy that is the editor over there, they just needed somebody, and I was like, well, I want to get paid some money to talk about weed, and then I'm going to put that money you pay me to more weed. So this just seems like a good idea. It's just been cool to help normalize the conversation. So the guy before me, he would write a lot about the science behind it and a lot of the super nerdy side of cannabis, where I can appreciate it. That education needs to get out there. It's just not necessarily where I'm at. I'm more of your everyday use, where I want to talk about how, literally do samplings on seltzers and say which one is worth $1. You know what I mean? Shit everybody can use. You don't have to be super into the science of the plant, but you can just appreciate it and want to add it to your repertoire of things to help you relax.
Speaking on that, do you have a favorite consumption method? What's your go-to for marijuana products?
I do the bowl. So I smoke currently out of a silicone bowl because I am a clumsy son of a gun. I have dropped far too many glass pieces and lost them tragically. My favorite way to smoke is out of a bong, But yeah, thank you.
So you prefer the flower, as I've heard it called on the streets?
Yes.
Okay, we actually brought a little bit of flour just in case we wanted to get into it. It's all purpose. So I know we can use it for this purpose.
Yo, you didn't send me any.
I
How am
could put this in an envelope for you if you want. I'd be very curious how quickly it'd get flagged, but
You address it in red ink.
Yeah,
yeah.
Worcester, Massachusetts from Texas. We're like, we should take a look at this.
Better sign Ted Cruz's name to it just to be sure.
No, but do you have a favorite like outside of I'm just gonna put this back down.
Waka Waka.
Powder's my favorite.
Yeah, wait, say that again.
Just playing off your powder. Cannabis flower. I do like flower. I do like smoking bowls.
Outside of flour, like the edible, the drinkable, like what's your go-to for that? Do you like the gummies? Do you like a Rice Krispie treat, Chaos Krispies as they called them at the store I went to?
Don't have access to all that stuff yet.
Okay.
Ed, I think you know a little more than you think you do, friendo.
Hey man, I'm a man
absurd,
who walks around.
But canonically, we have never smoked weed. In fan fiction, have we gone to dispensaries in different places? Maybe. Wait, I think we did. After we went to Worcester, I think we did admit to smoking legal weed once.
And freaking out.
Yeah.
Both of our faces turned into that King Crimson record.
Oh my God. I wish I would have been there to see that. I saw a TikTok the other day where some kid was just bawling his eyes out. And you're like, I'm too stoned. Man, I've never been that high.
What was the experience like the first time you bought legal weed?
Glorious. Oh, dude, Connor. So I bought off the streets for forever. And which is a giant pain in the ass, especially if you don't have somebody that's super, super reliable. And I was buying off a friend. Like I buy from a very good friend. And it kind of sucks because it gave me an excuse to see him every 2 weeks. But now I just have to just go hang out with him or something.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, pandemic and all that. But so the first time I actually went into the dispensary, I didn't know what I was doing. And I got very used to being handsy with the product, and the kid I bought off of loved like putting the light on it and really showing me all the crystals and shit. So when I went into, there's a place called Good Chemistry here in the city, the kid behind the counter opened up the container for me so I could smell. And immediately I went to grab a piece. He's like, oh, sorry, you can't touch it. I'm like, yeah, of course not. I can't touch this. You might sell this to somebody else. That just makes sense. However, have a menu placed in front of you like you're an adult making an adult decision, and here are some things that you are looking to alleviate. Tell me about the things that you're trying to do. Oh, you're having trouble sleeping? Try this strain. Oh, you want to you're a crazy like ADHD brain and you just want to mellow out and focus on the work you have to? Try this strain. And it's wonderful.
That sounds, for somebody who would consume marijuana, that sounds just like an ideal situation.
Yeah, that
as opposed to
sounds great.
buying off the street of like, I don't know, man, this is what I got.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I would only buy weed. I would buy the weed flavored weed. And I would have to text this kid, wait for him to respond. Hopefully he got back to me within an hour.
Meet him at a
Hopefully
Burger
I was
King.
smart enough not to wait until my bag was completely empty to text him. That alone stresses me out, so I got to smoke more weed, which just causes it in a cycle.
Now, on this note, in your latest column, you did write about people who will never make the switch to buying legal weed and will never move off of buying stuff off the street. And I was hoping that you could expand on that and why they would not want to make that switch.
Yeah, happily. I think at the root of it, it's cost. Like the price of dispensary cannabis is you're paying a higher rate for what arguably is most times better bud, but you're paying a higher rate and you're also paying taxes as general recreational use. There are people that enjoy this product that just don't have the luxury of being able to spend that type of money, and they are smoking at a level where, at one point I was smoking an ounce every 2 weeks, which is a lot of cannabis. There are people that smoke that in a week. There are people that smoke that in a few days. I don't judge people. However they want to live their life is how they want to live their life, but they can't afford, in most cases, the pricing at a dispensary. So I think that audience is always going to be served by somebody looking to undercut the corporations. But, as you look at other pre-existing or states that have had it for longer, like a Colorado, Oregon, or Washington, not Oregon, but Washington, their pricing, because their market got flooded, so their pricing went way down, and now you can get $20 eighths or something, far, which is better than our street pricing here. So at one point, there's going to be a race to the bottom, is what I'm guessing, and there's going to be a price that's like the rock bottom. But you're still going to see people selling off the street where they don't trust going to the dispensary, or maybe they don't have a license. Maybe they don't have ID. I don't know. I just think that dealers aren't going to go away.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be awesome. It would be awesome if everything was legal and you had to like make a purchase through, some type of reputable source. Maybe it's not state run, but some type of reputable source. Hello, dog. Where, you were looked after. And if you took up too much, somebody looked after you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We have some questions in the chat here. Auto Race Car asks, what are your feelings on celebrity weed brands?
Depending on the weed brand. Like Seth Rogen has been building, like he built this beautiful, I don't know if it's him or if he's just kind of the spokesperson for it, but it's a series of smoking devices that actually look aesthetically pleasing. They're designed for like a nice tablescape, and you could put plants in it, and then you pull the plants out and you have like this nice bong setup. I like where that kind of shit's going. Can I swear on your show? I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess now you can.
No, I mean, Seth Rogen has been doing the ceramics, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's building his own stuff.
Oh, is this his wacky ass gravity bong thing that spins?
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That sounds lovely.
That's what
Gravity
I
bongs
searched.
are
Seth
dangerous.
Rogen's smoking device.
What are some other strains that you are not on board with?
Oh, so like you're going to see more and more of these infused seltzers coming out in like cannabis flavored shit and all this other CBD, like all the CBD stuff. I think some of that's snake oil, truthfully, where they're just putting in everything. You can't tell me that it's going to be consumed topically the same way it's going to be consumed orally, and you're going to have the exact same effects. They're just putting in everything. They're just putting in shit to put it in shit, and you don't even know how much they're putting in anyway.
I want to follow up on that, the CBD thing. So do you believe that CBD like across the board is snake oil?
No.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some science to it,
Yeah.
but like, just like there's the misnomer of the two strains, indica and sativa, and indica is supposed to put you in the couch, where indica is supposed to be your downers and sativas are supposed to be your uppers. What they're really finding is that it was just this kind of overly easy way to separate these two strains or these two types of plants. One's like the low growing, one's the tall growing. And the nuance of it is that there's so many different reasons, there's so many terpenes and these other, elements of the cannabis that you're ideally looking for an entourage effect or a combined effect of these different elements that help work with your personal biology to get to the feeling that you're trying to get to. So it's like just CBD alone doesn't necessarily do all the things that you're trying to have it do. If you were looking for a full relaxation, you might want to consider a low THC to CBD ratio. There's just a lot more nuance to it. And it's not just like a sprinkle CBD on it, it'll be fine kind of deal, which is the same as don't just sprinkle THC.
I'm sorry, I'm just like blown away by this new information about indicas and sativas being misnomers.
So typically I smoked sativas, but you will not find, you are going to find less and less just straight sativas and more hybrids, because that's really what they all are. And you have to look at like the individual terpenes and the individual, some of the words are escaping me and I'm getting dry mouth, but can I show? Yeah, I feel like I can show this. So on our labels, you could see a bunch of, There we go. No, I was closer. You can see a bunch of different ratings. So this is a strain called Sunday Sunset. This is my indica, which is like my end of day. And it's heavy in the THCA and heavy in the THCC, I think. So you kind of, I have my card now. So the doctor that I'm working with, she suggested that I keep a log. And every time I smoke a little bit, I write down like the way I'm feeling. And basically it's through that log and through that understanding of different strains, you get to the desired effects that you're trying to get to.
Oh, that's cool.
Where I'm an everyday smoker, but it is very rare that I feel so stoned that I'm incapacitated. Like I like to do too much, which is partly my problem. So I need cannabis to help me mellow out and just focus on the task in front of me and not necessarily worry about the million things I'm trying to accomplish in a day.
Wow.
Sorry, that was a tangent.
No. I find it's very, very fascinating.
Yeah, there's a lot
good.
more going to it than I thought.
I'm not
would go
bored.
into it. No.
We were talking before the show about just like kind of the weird differences of Texas and Massachusetts laws, and it's crazy to see what legalization does to just how you talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I want to be honest, there are people far more knowledgeable than me. Like this is just stuff that I've garnered off of my basic understanding. There's a woman we work with, her name's Lauren Prey. She goes by Cannabis Barbie. We just had her on our show that drops tomorrow. And she was telling me science behind it that had made my jaw slack. Like what she understands about the plant and understands about the industry and understands about all this stuff is just fascinating. Wow. And what I liked about her is she was able to like give us this information and not sound so elite about it. There are a lot of people that like to be, very, I'm smarter than you about it. But the conversation with her was very just like, it was as if you were talking to a brewer about what they brewed for you. It was very cool.
Nice.
And I look forward to more of that type of interaction.
Yeah.
We got a couple more questions in the chat here. iChapeau asked, if weed were nationally legal, what control/standardization would you appreciate or not?
That's a loaded question. First and foremost, there was a tweet that went around that said, when your weed stores look like Apple stores, they need to let a lot of people out of jail. And by a lot of people, I mean a lot of people. And I still agree with that. There's a lot of that stuff that's going to happen. But I think we're on kind of the fast track to nationalization or national legalization within 10 years. It's now getting to the point where there's more states legalized than not. Or I got to do my numbers. I might be wrong here.
We're not doing numbers this episode. We've decided it.
You can say whatever you want. We won't fact check you.
That math is hard. No, but like New York just legalized.
Yeah.
And I know Connecticut, they're trying to make it happen. It was New Jersey, I think, just legalized. So like my medical card, I have reciprocity in like 15 different states, including Hawaii.
Wow.
So I can now get medical cannabis in Hawaii somewhere, which is absolutely going to happen.
That's very, that sounds incredible.
Speaking on strains, so like, I guess what we call, and I know this is like a regional thing, what we would call swag, like dirt weed or like crappy weed. Can you buy that legally? Like, what is swag as far as all that stuff goes? And also, what did you call it? Because I remember people in Dallas called it popcorn, which is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh my God. Now I know why my Dallas roommates in college called it popcorn. I never understood that.
Yeah, it's apparently a regional thing. And maybe everyone just calls it swag except for Dallas because they're dumb fucks.
We call it shake.
Shake?
I've heard shake. I've heard shake.
But is that like a compound low, or is it just so shitty?
Is that like Delta 5?
No, that's a great band, my man.
It's the byproduct of storing cannabis together. It's just like it knocks into each other and shakes some of the bits off. So it's literally just parts of the bigger buds just smashed up in at the bottom of your jar, bag, container of choice. You won't see a lot of shake for sale because typically what they'll do is grind that up further and put it into pre-rolled joints. So like those tubes, this tube is just a pre-rolled joint that at any given moment I can pop open and enjoy. But typically I'll take that and put it in a bowl and enjoy it a little longer because I don't like smoking it all at once.
Wow.
But they do have, so new to our market is little buds, where they're taking the smaller buds and packaging them in like white labeled so that individual dispensaries can sell them as like their little buds or whatever they want to call it. And they can sell it at a reduced rate because it's less sought after than the larger buds that people buy in the flower.
Gotcha.
Just as potent, which is, again, to me, all that matters.
So, someone just said in the chat that they apparently referred to it as popcorn because all the seeds would pop when you smoke it.
Okay. Yeah.
Which actually that makes 100% sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Dude, having seeds in your bud's the worst. Because first off, it smells awful and they do pop, like they're saying. And then you also, like, if you know a little bit of the science, you now know that the cannabis isn't as potent as it should because the plant wasted some of its energy making those seeds instead of making the stuff that you wanted to.
Bastard ass plant.
Yeah, goddamn Mother Nature.
What are your feelings on weed vapor, cartridges, and tinctures?
So those are two different things.
Yeah.
Tinctures are usually reduced down with alcohol or some other type of medium. Tinctures I'm cool with. I have a buddy that been making his own for years, and we liked putting that in tea. Oh, you asked, do I like edibles? I'm not crazy about edibles, but that's just because they don't have the same effect on me. It could be that I've just smoked a lot of cannabis and ruined my tolerance, but like what I like that they're so shareable. Like I've given my mom edibles, and she's enjoyed them. My wife loves them. She'll pop a couple caramels before bed if she's, feeling stressed and wants to make sure she sleeps through the night. So I like that it opens up and it makes it easier for people to consume. The cartridges now, I'm not crazy about. There was a whole scare here where they were finding a lot of heavy metals. Excuse me. Byproduct of smoking. Which is, the reason we should probably vape. But they were finding a lot of heavy metals in the vape cartridges, and then they stopped sales of them for a while, and then there were people getting real sick from them, and but that was more like the black market shit. So if you're getting it through a dispensary, it's probably been tested, so it's a little better. It's not my favorite. I don't think it smokes the same way. I don't think it gives the same effect. I know people buying them off the street, and if you ever see those for a deal, there's a reason they're a deal. And they're probably so low on cannabis or THC that you're probably smoking some kind of chemical that you really don't want to be smoking. And I've seen some of them look just straight dark and goopy. And like the dude was like, "Yeah, but I got this for $10." And I'm like, "There's a reason you got that for $10."
That's a swag vape. That's exactly what that is.
That's what that is.
Do you fuck with dabs? You got a dab rig? You got
Man,
that shatter
have you
wax?
seen that
Yeah,
shit?
is that mic open up? Is it a dab rig?
Yo, right? And we just do this torch thing. I don't want a torch involved in my smoking. That sounds dangerous. I've done dabs. They're wonderful. But like the kids that have dabbed themselves out, they can't smoke flower anymore. Like they're because it's so concentrated that flower just doesn't have the same effect.
Yeah, our buddy Ryan.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's going on. Finally, our buddy
in time.
Ryan, he dabbed himself out, as the kids are calling it. Travis called it.
Dabbed out. That's insane.
We got a couple
My
more.
brother-in-law loves it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. He's kind of off the train for a little bit now, but for a while, it's literally like a butane torch, this giant glass and metal rig, chemical science experiment looking thing. Yeah, there's so many places that thing can go wrong and hurt people. I don't need that for my cannabis consumption.
Nah, me, I just put it right on top of my my lava lamp and I let it just cook.
See, and that's your
Hot knives. All right.
Yeah, this thing's really going.
Yeah. Okay, I got a couple more questions for you here.
Please. This is fun.
Do you like 311?
They're early stuff.
Okay.
I'm 311 is one of those bands that I won't seek out, but if a song comes on the radio, I probably won't change it, kind of deal.
Where are we feeling on just like reggae rock in general? Because that's part of us being into weed culture. We feel like reggae rock's pretty important to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm more of a stoner metal kind of dude. Like I like listening to Sleep put out this song album. It's one song called Dope Smoker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
got it
You're
on the
familiar.
wax. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like to vibe out on that kind of stuff a little bit more than
Little
a
Electric
more of the
Wizard.
upbeat stuff. But it all has its place. All music is great and serves a purpose.
I'm pretty big on the. I would these days not so much, but in college I was really into like Fish and jam bands and String Cheese Incident, stuff like that. It was fun.
I
It
can
was,
see that.
and then Ned turned me on to Spangle, which I had no idea.
Yeah, we're super into Spangle in this house. We'll crack open a glow stick and just go fucking nuts on a Spangle. Are you Googling Spangle right now? I'll just pull it up on the screen.
I'm just gonna pull it up on Spotify and just put that in my
Oh
little
no
list.
no.
No,
You
you
must
can't-
watch it.
you can't
must
listen to
watch
Spangle. You gotta
a live
experience Spangle.
performance on YouTube.
Yeah, here I'm
Okay,
gonna pull up some.
Understood.
You got to skip around a
See
little
if I can
bit.
pull up some Spangle.
Oh, here we go. Which JK to AK, alive or dead? Which president would you smoke a joint with?
Oh man, if I was a good comedian, there would be like a really funny answer in here. What is this trippy shit? All right, I'm gonna think about the president question because that's a great question.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to find some good Spong. They're not really Sponging right in these videos.
And I guess the other question is, would you get so high that you'd forgive them for their deeds as president? Or would you just be like, man, what you did was fucked? Or
Hey, dude, vibe check.
yeah.
We gotta talk.
I know he was probably a giant asshole, but to go explore some of the national parks with FDR, like the true fucking frontiersman dude, like, you would learn some shit about nature walking around with that guy for a while, and you would need weed because he'd be so intense you'd shave your pants the entire
Yeah,
time.
he'd
He seems
probably-
like a very intense person.
He was known for challenging dignitaries to box. He'd probably like try and
Did I say
fuck with you.
FDR? I meant Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
FDR was the guy in the chair.
Probably also fun to smoke with.
Yeah, probably.
He might have been more chill.
Yeah, he's probably not gonna find. Man, speaking of just like going to a dealer's house, that seems like a real high school dealer experience where guys like, "Hey, here you go. You want to like fucking slap box or something?" Like, oh no.
All right. Well, you can't leave for 20 minutes. I don't want cops getting suspicious.
Yeah, we're gonna watch a
That was
Power
the
Rangers
worst
movie.
part. Oh god, it was the worst part of making small talk with dealers. And it's always like the first timers, they want to smoke with you, and then they're gonna ask questions about you and shit. Fuck that. Dispensary doesn't care.
I've had a friend whose worst experience buying marijuana was sitting there having to hang out a little bit and then just being told, yeah, man, eating meat, that's up there with the Holocaust. And it's just like, oh no, my friend has to sit through all this.
Oh no.
They're just the weirdest people. They've got the most exotic pets and the classiest like Japanese weaponry.
Yeah, sugar gliders and shrinkins.
They have money and they have time and they need
Yeah.
to do something with this money or else people find their money. So they invested in exotic pets and weird accessories.
If you got all that money and time, join Spangle. They already got 25 members.
So,
I feel like we didn't give true appreciation to Spangle.
oh, I mean, we can show them off. They basically, so they're like a nature loving.
It's kind of just like both of these posters, but live. Like,
So they will play, and as the show goes on, people will come out in costumes like, oh, we're in like a mushroom forest, and then somebody will be like a new alien creature they've discovered. And so it's like maybe 5 or 6 musicians, but the other 25 people are like in costumes and dance. It's like Cirque du Soleil meets Dream Theater, maybe.
It sounds like Feel Good Guar.
Yeah.
yeah, actually, I could see that. Feel Good Guar. I feel like Aquabats might be Feel Good Guar.
Ooh, Aquabats is also a great show.
Wait. Ah, man. Yeah, see, okay, so here's a couple Spongaloids kind of doing their thing up in the front.
Oh, there we go.
That's a full band shot. There's a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
You know a jam band's good when someone brings out a folding table. You're like, what the fuck's somebody gonna do with that?
Oh my God, the merch guy's on the stage.
He's playing the merch.
Yeah, he's wrapping a t-shirt into the mic.
Now, Travis, tomorrow is a big day for pot lovers. It's 420.
And pot haters.
Help but look at the number over your head and look at my bowl over here and remind myself that I can't do that right now.
We will get banned from Twitch.
Yeah,
Bezos
please don't do that.
I won't. I'll just sip my seltzer.
What is your ideal 420 experience?
Campfire, good friends, far too many blunts, and nothing but time.
Oh. Is that what you're going to be doing tomorrow?
Nope. I'm taking calls and meetings all day, and I literally have meetings until like 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
God damn.
Did I just freeze up?
No.
Okay. So yeah, I have meetings until like 8:30, 9 o'clock tomorrow night. But after that, I'm gonna break out the bong and probably smoke one. Now that I can do it every day and it's illegal, the 420 has kind of lost some of its reverence. Plus, I'm older and maybe I'm a little more mature.
Yeah. Huh?
Are you
looking at our frame right now? What do you mean?
now that it's legalized up there? Are you able to talk to your coworkers about it? Like, is it just like talking about grabbing a beer after work?
It's getting there. Like, some people are still weird about it.
Yeah.
Depends on who you know. I used to work a day job where I was always known as just like the eccentric graphic design kid. So everybody knew I smoked weed on my lunch break, but nobody really asked me. And, but now, like, I have conversations out with people. I learn people smoke weed now, and it's one of my favorite things to talk about. My absolute favorite thing in the world is hearing my mother-in-law read off the strains that she got, because she's in her 60s and is this sweet little woman, and she's telling me that she got green crack and Tutankhamun's asshole and all these other ridiculous names, and I'm like, oh, please read me more.
As weed becomes legal, I'm so fucking happy that the ding dong names have like all carried on to like the legal realm
that
of
stuff.
It.
It's like knuckle draggers naming their dogs. So it's how the dogs have these nice regal names. It's gonna be like that, but just dumb names like Ape Tit.
I saw the last podcast put out 3 strains today, and one of them's like Ed Gein's Notch Hole or something like that. It's fucking bananas.
Jesus.
Fucking bananas could be a strain name.
Yeah, anything. Effin Rager could even be. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff. Who knows?
Run the Jewels released a strain of theirs.
Damn,
They're a hip hop group.
Is this why McDonald's started releasing celebrity meals? Because they're like, well, if weed's gonna start doing it, we gotta catch up with our main audience.
Gotta at least stay toe to toe with weed.
Yeah, we serve breakfast after noon. What more do you want from us,
guys? We are weed. Once it goes national, you'll see that one of the fast food chains. That's my guess.
Oh, who's gonna be the first? Arby's? Jack in the Box already does the late night box, which is like pretty
the
munchie meal, which I feel like it's already like, come on.
So we don't have Jack in the Box up here. I wish we did.
No, you don't.
We had I feel like White Castle might be an early adapter. Feeling like they kind of got pushed into the sphere, if you will.
Some are thrust into greatness. Yeah.
Wow.
But no, Arby's, man. Like they have the meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love all their like bonkers ass anime marketing they've been doing with like the papercraft, like Gundams and shit.
Those are always fun.
Just take chances.
So, unfortunately, we're at the 55. We're almost at time here. So we got to get into our final segment. So, 1 second. We're going to cue up our song.
It's not quite reggae rock or smoke 'em metal, but it's
a vibe out.
Pretty good
regardless.
songs.
I want a new plug. Tell us what's going on. Tell us all the stuff you're doing after we sing this song.
Right?
All right, Travis, what do you have to plug on our show today?
People should check out the Woot Nanny Twitch stream.
Hell yeah.
Twitch.tv/Woot Nanny Comedy. We have shows going up every Thursday. where we're doing stand-up comedy and a bunch of fun stuff. I run a podcast called Seltzer Time. Find us on Instagram, Seltzer Time Official. It's probably the easiest way to learn about Seltzer Time. And I'm on there at Hunchback Travis.
Wait, sorry, I'm typing all this in really fast, and by fast I mean very slow.
And then if you don't want to do that, you can. I'm just kidding. Seltzertime.com.
Oh, it's all going off the screen. No one can even see what I'm fucking doing here. Is that right? Did I do these right?
Yeah, I think you got them.
Okay.
Wu Ten Annie. Yeah.
Shit.
No. It's correct. That's correct.
Okay, good. And then you said something after that, didn't you?
Hunchback Travis.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm Hunchback Travis on Instagram.
Hunchback Travis. Man, your graphic design stuff is really fucking clean too. I was looking at your website today. Yeah, really
Thank you
great
very
work.
much. Yeah. I like simple.
Yeah.
I love simple, clean design.
All right. And Ned, do you have anything to plug?
At Nev the Dead on everything. Swimmer Department has a show. I forgot when it was. God damn it! It's on the last day of April, and it's at City Acre Brewery, and I don't know what time it's at. Just follow Swimwear on social medias. I think I run those now. I think I agreed to that on Saturday, so I'll let you know there. That's it. That's all I got.
You're doing their social medias?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. No, I might even turn this into a post, right? That's kind of like water.
I've got nothing to plug. At Cryptocurrency on everything. Find me, follow me if you want to know me. Travis,
Do it, people.
thank you so much.
Yeah, this was a blast.
This was really,
Thank
really
you
great.
guys. You guys were awesome.
This is so fantastic. Go follow Woot and Annie Comedy. And if you're new here, go ahead and click that follow button right there.
Yeah.
And if you really enjoyed this show and want to pay us for it, Ned, why don't you throw him that Venmo?
Well, I'll show you right when we end the show, my friend.
All right, Travis, thank you for coming on. Everyone at home, thank you for watching. Bye.
Welcome if you got 'em.